I say we take the old man.
Think the old rag bag got anything worth taking?
Sure as hell hope so.
Deal.
Let's go.
I miss you so much, old girl. It doesn't ease. Today especially, Minna.
Come on! Where's the money, old man? Come on!
Help me! Protect me! You must protect me! Help!
Come on, where's it at? Where's it at, huh?
Take it easy. Take it easy.
Thank you, sir.
All right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you sure? Are you all right?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm just fine. But I'm also wet and I'm also a little bit cranky. Why don't we go somewhere and have a nice cup of Earl Grey?
No, it's okay. You're okay. I've got some things I've got to do.
Oh, come on, son. Why don't we go and sit down and chew the fat over a nice cup of tea?
You're something else, Dad. I don't even know you.
I like that.
What's that? That I don't even know you?
No, that you call me Dad and not Pop. I hate Pop. Always makes me feel like the wise apple is going to snap off my cap with a bottle opener. Now, Dad has a little ring of respect to it. I like that. I like that right down the ground. Yes, I believe... Come on, son. I believe we ought to find a nice, quiet, warm place where we can sit down and get to know each other a little better. After all, you saved my life.
In the first place, I doubt real much that I saved your life. Your wallet, maybe. And in the second place, I don't even know your name.
Gaspar. You know what it means?
No.
Well, you see, we already have something to talk about. Come along, son. Very nice.
Hey, I'll make us some tea.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, many years ago I had a library of books. Oh, thousands of them. Minna and I couldn't bear to toss one out even if it was a stinker. And when folks would come to visit the house, they'd look at all the nooks and crannies, and if they were the kind of folk who didn't snuggle with books, they'd always ask the same dumb question. Have you read all those books? As if it was some kind of weird perversion, like kissing a goldfish or something. Well, after about the millionth time, I got annoyed until I figured out the right answer. When they said, have you read all those books? I said, hell no. Who wants a library full of books you've already read? Ha!
Gaspar. You're a wild old man, you know that? You retired?
No, indeed not, sir. I am not by any means retired. I'm still very active.
Doing what, if I'm not prying?
Oh, well, doing ombudsman.
Oh, you mean, well, like a consumer advocate, huh? Like,
Yeah.
Ralph Nader.
Yeah, exactly. I watch out for things. I listen, I pay attention, and if I do things right, sometimes I can even make a little difference.
You at the cemetery to see a relative?
No, my dear old girl. My wife, Minna. She's been gone 20 years in January. She was everything to me. Excellent company. I think that's what I miss the most. Telling her about things that were going on. I go to see her every other day. I used to go every day, but it hurts too much. And who are you visiting?
Just a friend. Listen, I've got to get to work.
Oh? What do you do?
Well, I'm a night manager at a convenience mart.
Oh, that must be fascinating. You must meet some nice people coming in late at night for a quart of milk or one of those slushies.
Cream of the crop.
Let me ask you a favor. I'd like to rest here a little while. If you don't mind. Oh, don't be nervous. I'm not crazy and I don't steal. You trust me to stay here while you're gone, young fella?
What is there to steal? Listen, I won't be getting back till about 2 a.m., so just close the door behind you. It'll lock automatically.
Thank you.
Nice getting to know you, Gaspar.
Well, you can mark that a mutual pleasure, Billy Canetta. You're a nice young fella.
All righty, step right up and have a look. We got your elegant beef stew right here. We got your new potatoes, and we got your stir-fried carrots and mushrooms. We got your nifty zucchini, all tasty and delicious. Come on in, Billy, sit down. Come on. Come on, sit down here. Let me take that for you. Yeah, put a chair out right here. Here, sit down here. How about that, huh? Don't look at it, eat it. Come on, eat it. But save some room for dessert. We got cupcakes for dessert.
You don't have any place to go, do you?
Well, I'm not the sort of fellow who likes to be homeless, but at the moment, I'm what vaudevillians used to call at liberty.
Well, if you want to, you can stay here a while. It'll be okay.
Oh, that's nice, Billy. That's very, very kind. Yeah, I think I'd like to be your roommate for a time. Won't be long, though. My doctor tells me I'm not long for this world. I must confess, I'm a little frightened to go, but having someone to talk to would be a great, great comfort.
I was visiting the grave of a man who was in my rifle company in Vietnam. I go there sometimes.
How about a little television, Billy? Maybe we can catch an early newscast or something? About that?
Both the United States and the Soviet Union are following what they term a programmed response. Deployment of the new multiple warhead Vanga Shrike smart bombs brought heated debate in the Greek parliament and spontaneous demonstrations at U.S. missile bases in Belgium, Italy, and Portugal. The Secretary of Defense...
You're not the only one who's scared of death.
Take my word for it, Billy. It's not going to happen. No nuclear holocaust. Trust me when I tell you that. It's never gonna happen. Never, never, not ever.
Well, what makes you so sure, huh? But you got some inside information or something?
It's not gonna happen because it's only 11 o'clock.
Well, I've got news for you, Dad. Your watch is stopped. It's almost 4 o'clock.
No, it's 11.
I'll treat you to a matinee, but no films with Karen Black, Sandy Dennis, or Meryl Streep. They're always crying and their noses are always red. I can't stand that. Sir, I think you dropped this in our living room.
What? Are you crazy? God, you!
Yes. What'd you do that for? You're nuts!
How about that?
No, you're nuts, Mooney! That guy could have torn your head off. What's the matter with you? Are you crazy?
I'm not crazy. I'm just responsible.
Oh, he's responsible. Responsible for what, huh? Every clown that ever tosses a butt into the street?
Yeah, I'm responsible for butts and trash and pollution and toxic waste dumping in the dead of night, for bushes and cactus and pippin apples and even lima beans, which I despise. I'll tell you something. You show me anyone who'll eat lima beans without being at gunpoint, and I'll show you a pervert.
Huh. The hell are you talking about?
I'm also responsible for dogs and cats and guppies and cockroaches and the President of the United States and Jonas Salk and your mother and the entire chorus line at the Sands Hotel in Las Vegas. Also, their choreographer.
Tell me, Gaspar, who do you think you are, God?
Don't be sacrilegious, Billy. Of course I'm not God. I'm just an old man. But like everyone, I am responsible. All right, I'll make an exception for Meryl Streep. But you buy the popcorn, okay?
I've been thinking a lot about my dying. I like what Woody Allen said.
What's that?
He said, I don't mind dying, I just don't want to be there when it happens. I'm not afraid to go, just that I don't want to leave Minna entirely. Times I spend with her, talking with her, it makes me somehow feel we're still in touch. When I go, that's the end of Minna. She'll be well and truly dead. We never had any children. All of those who knew us together are gone. We've outlived all our friends, no relatives. We never did anything important that anyone would put in a record book, so that's the end of us. I don't mind so much for myself, but I wish there was someone who knew about Minna. She was a remarkable person.
kill me, Dad. I'll remember for you. Thank you. I've never had to be responsible for anything, anyone, my whole life. I never belonged to anybody. I don't know why. It didn't bother me. Well, it's just the way I am, I guess. I didn't even know him. We were defending the airfield, Da Nang. Charlie was massing a big push-up from the Quang Ngai province that was south of us. My rifle company was assigned to protect the perimeter. I mean, they were always sending in patrols to bite at us. Every day we'd lose some kid who scratch his head when he shouldn't have. Late June. Cold. A lot of rain. Oh, God, how it rained. Foxholes, hip deep in the water. Flares first. And they send in these tracers. This guy was full of tracers. Well, I started to look for a bush, something. All of a sudden, I hear something coming. And I look and I see these two main force regulars coming at me. Just as clear. I could see them just as clear. Long black hair. Dark blue uniforms. And they're coming at me. They start firing. I grab my carbine, it seizes up, on fire. I grab a banana clip, try to pull it out, try to slap another one in, and all of a sudden, they turn their AK-47s on me. Well, everything slows down. And they got me. And they got me cold. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, this Lance Corporal, he jumps out of the bushes and he's screaming. He's screaming, ah! Ah! And they just open him up like a bag full of blood. And there's blood everywhere. All over me, all over the bushes, and there's pieces of him floating in the water. There's pieces of him floating on the water. Sorry. Oh, he's floating on the water. Billy. I don't even know him. I don't even know him. Billy. I didn't even see this guy. I don't know him. I never saw him. I talked to him, I seen him at the thing, and outfit, but I don't know him, you know? I mean, I never got to know him, and there was no reason for him to do this. There was no reason for him to do this, not for me. I mean, he didn't know if I was a good guy or a puke or anything. So why did he do it, huh? I mean, they never even saw him. They wouldn't have said it. He wouldn't have been killed. Gee. But they killed him. He was dead before I shot them. He was gone. Gone. Before I had a chance to say thank you, or thank you.
you know what Gaspar means? Do you remember the three wise men of the Bible, the Magi?
Look, I'm not in the mood for any frankincense and myrrh or anything, okay? I'm going to get dressed, and I'm going to work, all right?
Well, Gaspar means master of the treasure, keeper of the secrets, and paladin of the palace. I know you've got a night's work to do, but will you come out to the cemetery with me tomorrow? It's important.
Why?
Because I believe I may be dying tomorrow. Billy, do you by any chance remember a book called Lost Horizon? It was written by James Hilton. Oh, the movie? Yeah. Do you remember how the High Lama passed on the caretakership of that magical hidden kingdom Shangri-La to Ronald Colman?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I knew you were a smart fella. Well, if you remember all that, I'm going to tell you a fascinating story. In 1582, Pope Gregory XIII decreed that the entire civilized world would no longer observe the Julian calendar. October 4th, 1582 was followed the next day by October 15th. 11 days just vanished from the world. That. Why did the Pope do that, do you think?
He was bringing it into sync with the real world, the solstices and the equinoxes, when to plant, when to harvest.
Excellent. Excellent. That's what every history book in the world says. But the Pope was wrong. It wasn't 11 days that had to be readjusted. It was 11 days and 1 hour. Listen, Billy Canetta. The Pope wasn't infallible. That hour slipped free to bounce through eternity. A very special hour. An hour that must never be used. An hour that must never toll.
Why must that hour never toll?
The lost hour must never come. If it strikes 12, eternal night falls, from which there is no recall. The light, the wind, the stars, this magnificent place we call the universe. It all ends. And in its place, waiting. Always waiting, hungering to be fed, is darkness. No new beginnings, no world without end. Just the infinite emptiness. I'm just an old man, Billy, and I'm frightened because I want to spend my last hour with Minna. I would sacrifice the universe just to see her once more. I would. If I die without passing it on, it'll begin to tick.
Why'd you pick me? Well, why me? I'm nobody special. I'm not someone like you, a paladin, latest in the long line back to the Pope. Look at me, man. I run an all-night service mart. I'm not Ronald Coleman. I don't want to be trusted with Shangri-La. I don't want to be responsible. I've never been responsible.
You've been responsible for me. Look at us, Billy. We couldn't be any more different. You took me in as a friend. I think of you as worthy, Billy. Worthy. I'm going to ask a favor. As payment in full for having spent my entire life in taking care of this watch, I'm going to ask for 1 minute of that hour. 1 minute to call her back and touch her and kiss her goodbye forever. You'll be the new protector of this watch. So I'm going to ask you, please, please, let me steal 1 minute.
That'll be wrong, and you know it.
That was the last test, Billy. Oh, how well you passed. You know I've been testing you, don't you, my friend? The hour couldn't be entrusted to just anyone. I'm content. Minnie and I don't need that minute. But if you're going to carry on for me, I think you will. So I'm going to give you a going-away present. Watch.
Dad. Dad. You should have heard him, Dad. You should have heard him. He let me off the hook. He let me go so as I didn't have to say I was sorry. You should have heard him. He never even knew that I was in that foxhole. He never knew that he saved my life. I told him, thank you. And he said, no, thank you. So as I didn't have to die for nothing. Please, don't be dead yet. Please.
May I remember you to my old girl?
Like a wind crying endlessly through the universe, time carries away the names and the deeds of conquerors and commoners alike. And all that we were, all that remains, is in the memories of those who cared we came this way for a brief moment. A blessing of the 18th Egyptian dynasty. God be between you and harm in all the empty places you walk.